Hello, how are you doing there? Are you ready to learn English today? Yes, we will talk about teaching reading for young learners. So here we are consist two speakers. The first one is me and my partner is Teoli Gulo. So my name is Agus Manhulu. Alright, first of all, I want to say that teaching young learners is different from teaching adults. According to claim in 25 on page 12, young children tend to change their mood every other minute, and they find it extremely difficult to sit still. On the other hand, they show a greater motivation than adults to do things that appeal to them. In addition, Ashworth and Wakefield in 2005 on page 3 claim that all young children are highly motivated to learn language. Young learners are curious, like to seek teacher approval, tend to be bored very easily, and don't like sitting and listening for a long time. Let's continue. As we know, reading is one of the most important skills in language learning. It is a crucial skill for students of English as a foreign language. Being able to read as well as to write enables the students to speak more communicatively, which is the main goal of language learning. One of the milestones in children's education is how and when they learn how to read. Teaching and learning reading are not easy. However, teaching and learning reading are not difficult either. Reading requires specific instruction and conscious effort. So, the problem right now is how to find and decide the good, effective, and useful approach for teaching reading, especially for teaching reading to children or young learners. Teaching children or young learners is not easy because they have their unique characteristic in learning. Well, the question now is what problem which most often occur when young learners face a reading subject. So here I provide some causes that young learners faces when they are reading. Let's see. The first one is they read too slowly, because probably the children or young learners find the new word or new sentence that they read in that context. I mean in the text. The second one is don't have enough vocabulary. Alright? The third one is get frustrated. The fourth one is they get bored. And the last one is they would rather watch television or play video games.
Okay, thank you for the time, chance, opportunity that has been given to me. Now I want to explain to you about teaching reading for young learners. There are some ways how to teach the student in reading. Let's see. The first, let them to choose material that they want to read. In this first thing, a teacher have to prepare of material and show to them by giving item choice. Of course, the item is something interesting. So, the student or the children will choose which one the best, interesting, yeah, and it will help or easy to them to understand the material they have learned. The second one, let's see, provide the interesting material. A teacher have to provide interesting material because the characteristic of the children is like something interest, right? When you show the material is interesting, they will pay attention and also help them to understand, easy to understand the material they have learned. The third is read to them. After choose the best material, read to them, and if possible, interesting, and also by good intonation, by clear, slow, and if possible, their movement or the teacher will be role model. The next is connect reading to other skill. The next way is connect reading to other skill. When they have read the material for them, given them fact clearly, example by connect reading for other skill. The five is using pictures book. The next way is using pictures books. This is better because the children like to see picture, so they will give attention and easy for them to understand that teacher give to them like material. The next is reading aloud. Reading aloud. That better because by reading aloud it's clear for them when they hearing each word and they will give attention about it. And the last is acting out part of the book. Acting, it means that of the teacher explain that material, they're acting or example by giving meaning with action, movement in material. After we see the several ways how to teach the student in reading, there are three again ways how to teach the student. The first is phonics, memorize word, and world language. Phonics is a way of teaching the children how to read and write. For example, I give books. To read the books is BOOKS, book. So they pronounce books. The next is memorize word. This way is memorizing the word that they have learned. For example, the student give them 5 words in 1 day, so they memorize it. For example, book, pen, ruler, bag, chair, and etc. The last is world language. What is world language? World language is discredited philosophy of reading, particularly for teaching literacy in English. For example, this world language like adding suffix less or adding s. For example, speechless. This word have two parts, speech and less. Speech is dalam bahasa Indonesia bicara. Books, book, adding by s. Okay, next. The most important to teach the student in reading. The first is learning to pronounce words. It means that teaching reading is how to make them be able to pronounce, to speak, and to say a word. Second is learning to identify words and get their meaning. It means that teaching reading is how to make them be able to identify, to classify, and get the meaning in each word. The third is learning to bring meaning to a text in order to get meaning from it. Okay, that's my explanation about teaching reading, and I say thank you.